BJ Baker is serving it to you raw and uncut.
It's so tasty, too.
All right. You hear the music, right, everybody? All right. It's the BIGO boys. Yes. I know everyone's like, well, Arquez and Arqueezy's over, right? Yeah, well, they're over. Yeah, sure. So then there's what's going on over there, right? There's the whole, Dre baby and, Jay thing happening, and that's still buzzing and huzzing. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to figure out where Prince is going to go next. Is he still dating that youngin'? You forgot how old Prince is. He's a man of a certain age. Don't let the pretty light-skinned face fool you. You know what I mean? He's been around the block a little bit. You know what I mean? You talked a little bit about it. Sometimes I just stop looking on the site, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just nothing positive, nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So the Mister knocks on the wall because he's in one room, he's in the other. I'm playing my game. I'm all into it. You know what I'm saying? It's the beauty about living with somebody that you love. You don't mind them being in another room, and you guys can still communicate. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Here he comes talking about Did you see? There's Rico Pruitt on. And he's playing Nico. Nico, what do you mean? So Nico went off on all the all the porn stars, the guys and the who's the other one? Hot rods and things. I don't know. Listen, it was all types of things going on, and he was just dragging them. You know what I mean? They're all trying to come for him. Nico's always covering them. They can't stand that for some reason. They hate it. I kind of like it, you know what I'm saying? It keeps them in check. The guy brings receipts. It's not like he doesn't have the receipts. He is a bit, uppity with the nose up in the air, but he's got a right to be like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You think highly of yourself, and there's certain things you just won't do. You know what I mean? And if I'm not educated on it, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm hating on that person. I don't want to be around that person. It's just that I'm going to call a spade, and what I see is I see. And that's how I see he calls it. He only calls what he sees, and they're the ones attacking him. They're the ones saying 1 minute they want to be in it, in bed with him, and they do an interview, and then next thing you know, they flip on him, and, they start, dragging him in Twitter comments. I mean, let's call it what it is, I think that it's Nico's a very intellectual brother, okay? He's a nerd. This is a nerd, y'all. This is a nerd. And let me tell you something. There's nothing like a sexy nerd. He's got the muscles, you know what I'm saying? You can see him butt naked in some of his videos. You get to see all of it. This is a different time. I remember when we didn't get to look at our nerds like that. They weren't, spread eagle getting pounded, for the high heavens in Brazil. You know what I mean? We had a magazine or two, saying we had to use our imagination. Okay? Here you get someone who's talking to you that's from somewhere in Houston, Texas down there, and he's a very attractive young man, and then he's also doing sex stuff. So it's like, wow, I think a lot of people like that about him. You know what I'm saying? He was more than just the sex. I think he actually created a brand of being sex positive, being a sex worker, and also being a cool guy that people like to follow. All right. So, Nico, what do you mean? So, here's Rico Pruitt. He's looking at it on his BIGO. And I'm like, why is he doing that? Can I just say, I just want to say, big shout out to Rico Pruitt. He has grown so much. Every time I go by this brother's page, it's some positivity going on. Even the negative bickering back and forth, he never lets get to him. You know what I'm saying? He just looks like he's just doing what he needs to do, and then he backs off and looks pretty and goes about his business to his regular 9 to 5. Yeah, you feel me? This is just like something he's just coming through to hang out with people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's really seeing it as a job, or is he seeing it just as a little extra income here and there? You know what I mean? But I think he gets to connect with people that have been following him for so long. I mean, that's the thing that I noticed. The people call in and they talk to him like, he's a therapist. Yeah, and they talk about the, their relationships and things. And he made a good point when he was talking about, moving past the whole Nico thing. He put it down and he was just like, he got some issues with Nico about, maybe sometimes he goes a little too hard or whatever. Sometimes I agree with you too. But there you go. I mean, that's him. That's the nerd in him. But Rico, made a good point of saying how many people get out of this business, the sex business, as men, gay men, to go on to be anything other than, maybe a couple of TV spots, you know what I'm saying, a reality show here or there, but not really successful, not like T.S. Madison. That's the name that kept coming up when they think about successful sex workers that moved on, who are black and brown, not, the white T ones. There are a couple that have done that. But you know what I'm saying, right? I'm really impressed by Rico Pruitt. I think that his TED Talk type way that he runs his BIGO, I think is positive. And I know in a place and a time where sometimes people are looking for more positive things out of their social medias. I know you hear a lot of negative things coming from BIGO when it comes to the girls and the boys. But here's someone, I think, that, I'll be honest with you, he still gives you your drama. He's still sexy. He does kiss guys and stuff when he meets people, whatever. He said he collaborates whenever he wants. It's not like it's something that maybe he'll make a little money here and there. But I really can appreciate this brother's growth. I think that this is the example of someone who got in, made money. He said he was not forced to do anything. Every single person he was in bed with, he wanted to do. He was very strategic about that. And here he is. He's saying on the other side, I don't really want to do this anymore unless I'm going to, do it on a special occasion. Something that, maybe make a little money or something like that. Come out of retirement for a cute. You know what I'm saying? He's so cerebral about it, but so relatable. It's very relatable, cerebral. And I really appreciate that his fans, or his people that support him, I wouldn't even call them fans, I would call them supporters, that are, showing up to, have that conversation, relationship conversation, therapy conversation. He was talking to a therapist. These are the conversations that a lot of people are not having because they're too busy yelling and screaming at each other on the other channel. You know what I'm saying? You can take a break and go visit Rico Pruitt. I guarantee you'll have a little fun. You'll have a lot more. You'll get a lot more back from following Rico Pruitt on BIGO. So I know the BIGO boys are always dramatic and stuff, but sometimes he gets some really good things. And I have to say, Rico Pruitt, can we give him a basket of edibles, please? Give him a bucket. Thank you. He could handle it. You know what I'm saying? He looks high half the time anyway. The good high, the good smooth high. You know what I mean? That and a couple of shots of Henny, and he looks like he's good, right? Shout out to Rico Pruitt.
Oh, we know how you like it. Raw and uncut with DJ Baker.
Go out there, man. Do your thing. All right, go get it.